Hundred Scenes of Awajima Episode 12. The Weight of Truth, the Light of the Stage in the Quiet Aftershocks of Confession. 100 Scenes of Awajima Episode 12 dares to ask what happens when a wound is lanced in public. Wakana Tabata's book Days of Parting has already torn open old scars around the Awajima Review School, and this episode sits precisely in the raw, pulsing moment that follows, where grief, guilt, love, and ambition collide. It is not a spectacle of outrage but a deeply introspective chamber piece about the cost of speaking, the loneliness of silence, and the fragile hope that art might redeem what life has broken. This is the episode where the series stops shouting and starts listening. The tone is hushed, contemplative, and occasionally piercing, moving between family living rooms, quiet offices, and the looming shadow of the stage. Emotional honesty replaces dramatic fireworks. You feel the weight of every unsaid word from previous episodes finally being acknowledged, and the tentative steps towards something that might resemble healing, or at least understanding. The episode opens with the ripple effects of Wakana's book. Early scenes establish the public frenzy, tabloid headlines, sensational coverage, and fans processing the revelation of the dark side of the glamorous Awajima Review School. Yet the real story is intimate. Wakana's father visits, carrying the heavy dignity of a man who has lost a wife and now watches his daughter's attempt to honor her memory spiral into public spectacle. Their conversation is laced with sorrow and grace. He tells Wakana he is satisfied that she committed Emi Okabe's existence to writing, even as he acknowledges the pain it has caused. In his quiet gratitude, if even one person takes notice of my wife and grieves the loss of such a wonderful person, we feel the profound parental ache, the desire for one's loved one to be seen, not pitted. Wakana's own family dynamics deepen this. Her sibling or close family member confronts her with raw anger. This is nothing more than a public lynching. They're treating mom like some cheap tragedy heroine. The dialogue crackles with generational fracture, grief expressed as protectiveness versus grief expressed as testimony. Wakana's quiet insistence that she never intended a tell-all, only truth, reveals her internal torment, the writer's curse of knowing that once words leave you, they belong to everyone else. Intercut with this are lighter, warmer moments that provide necessary breath. Wakana's mother figure, or stepmother, offers tea and gentle reassurance, reminding her that the intention behind the book was love for her teacher, Emi Okabe. A small, tender scene where the older woman cries while looking at a photo of Okabe. I would have loved to see her on stage, humanizes the tragedy. It is not abstract. It is the lost potential of a bright soul. These domestic scenes ground the episode in everyday emotional labor, the quiet work of holding a family together after loss. The narrative pivots when Wakana receives word of an extraordinary proposal, a stage adaptation of Days of Parting by the Awajima Review troupe itself. Her visceral absolutely, absolutely, absolutely no way captures the instinctive recoil. How can the very institution whose shadows she exposed now want to perform its own reckoning? Yet the meeting with Miyajima, a strict but caring figure who has previously helped with recoveries within the troupe, plants seeds of cautious possibility. He wants to clear its name without covering up the truth. This development ripples outward. The actresses find a glimmer of hope, fans buzz with excitement and outrage, and social media explodes with reactions to Akira Takanashi's return from retirement to take the lead. Later dormitory and rehearsal-adjacent scenes shift focus to the younger generation of performers. Sarah-chan's small but proud role, her conversation with a senpai about the pervasiveness of bullying and complicity. We were all complicit accomplices, and Wakana's own reflections on the environment that crushed dreams reveal the psychological toll of the Spartan lifestyles and hierarchical pressure. A poignant exchange between Wakana and a friend explores whether reaching the top by stepping on others is worth it. The answer, left hanging in the air, is that the system itself demands such choices. The episode closes on a note of lingering ambiguity and quiet resolve. Public reaction remains divided. Some see capitalist opportunism, others a chance for catharsis. Yet the final scenes suggest that stories, even painful ones, have a way of moving through people, forcing them to confront their own lives, losses, and unspoken wishes for the stage and for life itself. Wakana Tabata emerges as a compelling protagonist torn between the writer's need to excavate truth and the daughter's desire to protect memory. Her vulnerability peaks in conversations with family. Her resolve shows in her refusal to fully retreat despite backlash. She carries the weight of unintended consequences while still believing in the necessity of remembrance. Wakana's father is a portrait of restrained dignity and complicated grace. His acceptance of the book's fallout, paired with his sorrow, makes him one of the episode's emotional anchors. He embodies the theme of legacy, wanting his wife remembered without being reduced to tragedy. The younger performers, Sarah, senpais, represent the next generation inheriting both the dream and the trauma. Their mix of idealism, fear, and dawning awareness awareness of systemic flaws adds layers of psychological realism. Miyajima functions as a bridge, strict authority tempered by care, hinting at the possibility of institutional self-reflection. The central theme is the ethics of remembrance. How do we honor the dead without exploiting them? How do we tell painful truths without causing new wounds? Sub-themes include the complicity of silence, the redemptive potential of art, generational trauma in high-pressure artistic environments, and the intersection of personal grief with public performance. The stage adaptation proposal beautifully crystallizes the tension between healing and spectacle, truth and image rehabilitation. Though we work from subtitles, the emotional rhythm is clear, long, overlapping dialogue scenes in intimate spaces create a sense of claustrophobic reflection, while public frenzy is conveyed through rapid on-screen text and headline overlays. Tonal shifts, from raw family confrontation to gentle domestic warmth to hopeful institutional dialogue, are masterfully paced. Silence and pauses, implied in short, loaded exchanges, carry immense weight. The recurring motif of the stage, as both dream and battlefield, infuses every scene with symbolic resonance. Nostalgic callbacks to Emi Okabe and earlier Hundred Scenes give the episode rich emotional texture. Here are the best scenes of the episode so far: the father-daughter conversation about Emi Okabe's memory, devastating in its tenderness and moral complexity. Wakana's explosive refusal of the stage adaptation, followed by reluctant consideration, pure emotional whiplash. The dormitory talks about bullying and complicity, quietly devastating psychological realism. The mother figure crying over. The photo, small, human, and unforgettable. Episode 12 of 100 Scenes of Awajima is quiet power. It refuses easy catharsis or villain-making, instead offering something rarer, a meditation on how truth, grief, and art tangle together in the aftermath of tragedy. It leaves you aching for the characters, questioning the stories we tell about the talented and the broken, and quietly hoping that the stage, flawed as it is, might still be a place where light can reach even the darkest corners of memory. This is television that trusts its audience to feel deeply. It earns every tear, every conflicted smile, and every lingering question about what comes next for Wakana, for Awajima, and for all the girls who ever dreamed under its lights. An essential chapter in a quietly masterful series.